Welcome to Truth by Billie Beene. Today's date, October 28, 2025, about 1 p.m. in Texas. Texas is expecting a cold front, and we're going to give some information about one of the strongest hurricanes ever to be seen, Melissa. Some of my sources I'll use today: God in the Bible, Patriot Subscriber, Steve Quayle's Aggregate site, Daily Mail, Hal Turner, National Hurricane Center, Space Weather, Stefan Burns. Some of the things we'll cover: Atlas, Melissa, AutoPen, the U.S. Marshals in Memphis, President Trump, and trade. Plus, so let's get started. So I'm going to begin with what's happening in space. We have incoming solar wind and CMEs that are going to produce geomagnetic storms G1, G2 level, October 28, 29, and 30. And we know that big October day is coming up at the end of October, which lends itself to other things happening with Atlas and the Earth. Atlas, October 29. Now, Stephen Burns, geophysicist, I believe Avi Lowe, Harvard astrophysicist, and other sources are talking about October 29. So we have the sun, and we have Atlas. Now NASA is saying, yes, we can still see Atlas. Once independent astronomers came out and made that known, NASA can still see Atlas using the CCOR coronagraph and SOHO, a satellite. But what's being put forth now is that October 29, Atlas will be the closest to the sun. And talking about a slingshot, this is when an object is close to another object that has strong gravity. They can use that gravitational pull and energy from the large mass object to do what's called a slingshot and sling it into a new direction. Stephen Burns puts forth that it's possible that Atlas October 29 will use the slingshot effect when it's closest to the sun to head for Jupiter. Others are saying it could utilize some type of slingshot event, and the way it controls the slingshot boost, juicing up of energy, is by the object turning on and off its engines and accelerating, which supports that Atlas is not a comet or asteroid. And Elon Musk has come out and given a warning. It's not an asteroid. Thank you, Elon Musk. So that's going on. And now we'll talk about, and also we saw in the past 48 hours, NASA deploying its planetary defense tracking system all over Earth, but continuing to say to the public, nothing to see here. Alrighty. Now we have this. Talking about Melissa, now gearing up to be one of the strongest hurricanes ever seen anywhere on Earth. With an eye wall 11 miles wide, while Jamaica itself, an island, is 145 miles wide. Predictions are, as Melissa makes landfall today in Jamaica, it will bring with it storm surge 13 feet 40 inches of rain in 12 hours. So let's talk about some numbers. Melissa now has a wind speed. So its wind right now is 185 miles per hour. The strongest hurricane on record for the U.S. area is Allen in 1980 with winds of 190. And we have a pressure of 892. The record for low pressure is Wilma in 2005 with a pressure of 882. So we see Melissa already in the record books. And it has picked up some speed, moving north-northeast at 9 miles per hour. Now, wind gusts by the hurricane trackers last night, they had picked up wind gust of 241 miles per hour. Today, it's 252 miles per hour. So that's going on. And so we have a catastrophic, life-threatening storm to hit Jamaica today, hit the southern end of Cuba, going to the Bahamas, Bermuda, Turks, and Caicos. It is currently a Category 5. As it moves over land, that will reduce. It's believed when it hits the Bahamas, it will be a Cat 2, which is still very strong. So for Jamaica, this could be a weather situation that definitely threatens a lot of people. Already there have been 7 deaths, 3 in Jamaica, 3 in Haiti, and 1 in the Dominican Republic. So that's going on. Now we have some impacts, some news coming out about the impact by the communist Dems shutting down the U.S. government. That means the U.S. military is not being paid, as well as other critical government employees, such as air traffic controllers. So many airports are experiencing flight delays. Now, we do have this coming out about airports. We know about May 7, in order for an American citizen to board a plane inside the U.S. after May 7, they had to have a real ID, which generally for most Americans is a driver's license that also includes some biometric points, and or a passport, which also includes biometrics. It's interesting that only 50% of U.S. citizens have a passport, while 91% have driver's license. And if you have a real ID, now, beginning this week, the airlines will no longer make you take your shoes off. So that's going on. And we have this from Stequo's aggregate site, Justin News. So we heard a lot about JB, not being JB, but an actor, and many executive orders and pardons were signed by an auto pen. The House Oversight Committee has done an investigation. They interviewed up to 14 people associated with JB, including his personal secretary, who is supposed to be with him on a daily basis and know what his activities are and what he's signing and so on. His personal secretary testified to the House Oversight Committee that she rarely saw JB, perhaps once every 4 to 6 weeks. Many of the other aides, including JB's doctor, took the fifth. So that's going on. So now the House Oversight Committee believes there are serious questions about the use of the auto pen not lining up with presidential authority and are referring this matter to the DOJ for the DOJ to open another investigation. So that's going on. We have this. Yeah, so with the government shutdown, it's U.S. military doesn't have a budget to pay the troops, nor money to pay the air traffic controllers. So now many airports are seeing flight delays coming out from Sean Duffy, Transportation Secretary, yesterday, October 27. There were 22 staffing issues across the U.S., resulting in delayed flights. So that's going on as a result of the government shutdown by the communist Dems. We have this. President Trump is visiting Japan and other Asian countries, signing trade deals intent on making America great again. We have this from other sources. The Republicans are intent on ending war, getting hostages released, making America's streets safe again, and protecting the American people and their republic, while the communist Dems shut down government, support Antifa and other communist groups in attacking law enforcement. And the reason the communist Dems have the government shut down is because they want billions of dollars to provide health care for illegals. The Dems obviously are not interested in what is good for America, nor for the American people. We have this from Hal Turner. Russia now yesterday called up 1.5 million reserves. It's believed that Russia will use this over a million reservist military force to take all of Ukraine, and it's believed Russia may plan to try and do this before the beginning of real winter, which would be in about a few weeks. We have this. U.S. Marshals under the leadership of President Trump making the streets of America and Memphis, Tennessee safe, have arrested 1,457 illegals, and this includes 274 illegals who were armed with guns, and includes the U.S. Marshals in Memphis, Tennessee, locating 81 missing children, and also identifying 113 terrorist gang members. So way to go, President Trump. President Trump and the Republicans work to make America great again and keep our streets safe, while the communist Dems work to destroy America. It's good to be in prayer for the people of Jamaica, Cuba, the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and for America, President Trump, the U.S. military, and world peace. I love you, and I'll see you soon.